everybody, this is Mary,
And this is Julie.
and you are listening to the High Priestess Hype Club. So, like the whole thing with Sofia Vergara and her husband, well, I want to talk about her because she's been going through it right now, and I think shouldn't be surprised that there's been change. So, if I pull her chart with the time we found online, she has a Cancer sun, a Cancer moon, ninth house. Okay. They're
Okay.
conjuncting each other.
Remind me what ninth house is. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, these are good questions. So, ninth house is all about study, theory, international travel, like
Ah,
the higher education thoughts, the philosophy thoughts.
yeah.
It's naturally the Sagittarian house, so a lot of fun and things like that. She also has a midheaven of Cancer. So
Mm,
she's got all those clustered at the top of her chart. And that says a lot about her being caring and loving towards people and wanting to be kind. She could have gone into something that she would have seen as healing. What's interesting is the transit of Juno is going there right now. So it's showing her
oh.
emotional lessons in her marriage.
Yeah, and Juno's like the marriage asteroid.
Asteroid, yeah, minor planet, asteroid.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
she has all that going on at the top of her chart right now. So it's having her look at her emotions at her core, what she's
Mm-hmm.
doing, what her purpose is. This could have been a thing where she just said, this is my life and I want to live it differently. They're talking
Yeah.
about, I know there's speculation out there about it, but it could have been one of those things where they just decided they weren't like just emotionally compatible anymore. And she's really feeling that,
Which
I think.
happens. Yeah.
It does. She's also going through her Chiron return right now. So over here in the sixth
Mhm.
house.
Chiron's wounded healer, right?
Yep. For her, it would have to do with it's first of all, it's an Aries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like how she's seeing herself, how she's putting herself out there. In the sixth house, which is all about job, not necessarily career, but job and
Mm,
her health. So
okay.
again, if we look at the marriage, if we
Mm-hmm.
do believe some of the reports out there about health, here's where she has to maybe heal one of her wounds around maybe what their compatibility was with him being sober and her not being. So
Oh.
mhm. So she may have to look at her health on that. And then the other thing I was looking at is just her 12th house is packed. Like
Yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
there's a lot, and it's opposing her Chiron. So it's like, I think a lot of things are coming up for her. And since her marriage asteroid, Juno, is in her 12th house naturally, I think that's something she's been working out karmically anyway.
Mm,
So she does have to be with someone in the business, but I would say she really needs to be with someone that's, maybe, I don't, I know he was on True Blood and he's a very handsome man, but I don't think he was everything she needed him to be. I think she needed someone to be a little more wild than him. But I don't know. He may
mm-hmm.
be really wild. I don't know. But I just feel that's what I'm feeling like. So the next person that she's connected to, definitely within her industry, again, she'll marry someone else within the industry or be with someone else. But I think they have to have more of a bad boy image.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe not be a bad boy, but have that image,
But that spark.
Yeah, I don't know if they had
Mm-hmm.
that spark, anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has to work out stuff karmically through partnerships and marriages and things like that. So I'm kind of not surprised with the Chiron happening here.
Yeah.
That she's going through a Chiron return, that she has to look at some of these things in her life and how her health is feeling and how she's just feeling about things overall.
Yeah.
But we're speculating here. But I think yeah, I think she wants more. And we've also heard that the nodes are in Aries and Libra. So that's all about self and relationship. So she's also
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at that. Yeah. So that's happening too. So there's like a lot going on around relationships. So what's important is, if you want to know that, you can look in your chart, 12th house, Chiron, if you're going through a Chiron return, what's in your 7th house, if you have anything Cancerian going on in there. So it talks a lot about the emotions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, if you ever want to look that up. But yeah, this is Sophia's chart. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not surprised that she's having sort of thoughts about what life is for her, what life should be for
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
And
So
maybe that Venus retrograde shadow showing up pushed
mhm.
it a little more forward.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And you might see people who like announce they split up, but then they're coming back together. Like I would not be surprised if Tori Spelling and is it
Oh,
Dean
snap. I
McDermott?
forgot about that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they come back together again, because sometimes that's what happens is there's old ground visited around that.
Mm-hmm.
So we might even see Sophia and Joe trying to work it out, but we also might be seeing people break up because things come up about the relationship they're finally working through.
Yeah.
That's the thing about, so that's going to affect all of us. You find out where Venus is in your chart, and you can see how it's working with your natal Venus. So
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily mean that like it's Venus retrograde. Everybody's breaking up and getting
no.
divorced. But it means like it's Venus retrograde. People are thinking about their relationships and kind
Hmm.
of reviewing them and taking that into account. And maybe that's kind of in the front of things. And how is that affecting their daily life and all
Yeah.
these other transits that are happening? How does that
Hmm.
come together?
Yeah,
Is that right?
that's a really good way to say it. That was a really
Is
good
it?
way to say it, Jules. It really was. Yeah, because there is a lot going on right now. Yeah, and I think when I said it affects everybody, thank you for kind of clarifying that, because I don't want people to freak out like, oh my God, this is it for me and my love. No, no. But it
Right.
does have you look at, like, it will turn you inward to have you look at, like, in this relationship, what do I need more of, or what do I need less of? Or, it's going to have
Right.
you take a moment to like reflect, where maybe you was sort of like, keeping the rose colored glasses on,
Yeah.
because that's the thing with Venus. Like she's all about love and beauty, and she's like dating, and everything's like very harmonious,
Yeah.
but when she's tired, or I say when the planets are retrograde, they're kind of sleepy.
Right. Right.
Um, they're not looking at things the same. So
Mhm.
that's just something to be aware of. But yeah, so of course she's gorgeous. Of course she'll meet someone in 50 seconds if she wanted to. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think she's just is working through some relationship stuff and what she really wants in a person.
It's interesting to see that in the chart too, how that
Hmm.
comes together.
Yeah, yeah. So good
Oh
luck,
my God.
Sophia.
Yes. 100%. Get it,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Not that she needs a lot of help probably,
No.
but get it, girl.
Get it, girl.
Um,
Yeah.
can we see what's happening in Ariana Grande's chart?
Yeah, of course. We could look at Ariana Grande. That'd be awesome. All right, what's her
We'll
birth
see.
date?
All right, June 26, 1993.
Ugh, 1993.
I know I'm feeling real old.
Oh, yeah. Her birth time?
9:16 p.m.
Oh, she's a night owl.
Boca Raton, Florida.
So
How
for
is Venus retrograde hitting her chart? No.
Mhm. Well, it's true, because right now if you look, her Juno is in the
Hmm.
ninth house, and
Hmm.
it is in, where are you, Juno here? Leo.
In Leo.
So it's in Chiron, if you look.
Hers and the other one was in Leo,
Hmm.
wasn't it?
So what's happening is Venus is starting to move backwards over it. And it's all
Hmm.
about the wounds around marriage,
Oh, and her
partnership.
Chiron's right there too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, so she's dealing with that transit right now. Um,
Hmm.
which can, tell you, she's got her Mercury there, she's got her Lilith there. So some of her not really being recognized, or him not feeling like he was recognized in the
I mean,
relationship.
a lot of us didn't know they were married.
Right. So and even if you knew she was married, you didn't really know who she was married to, you know?
Right, totally.
Yeah. So
Just because I'm like a middle-aged lady who has stopped keeping up with stuff doesn't mean that I am on the pulse.
No, but I think it's like, who's Julia Roberts' husband? Like, we know, I don't know
Right.
about you, but I'm like, oh, I know he's a photographer. He was a camera guy on one of her movies. But I don't know his name.
That's about it. Right. Yeah.
Right. So same thing here. But so this was all coming up in her around her ninth house, which also has to do with, again, how do my philosophy, the world philosophy. She could
Yeah.
have been looking at it with her, like, is this how I want to be in the world? Am I
Yeah.
growing with this person? Do I feel
Right.
like I have this spiritual connection with them? And it
Hmm.
seems like that broke up. So yeah, that's a lot of what she's dealing with. Um,
Hmm.
and her sun's in Cancer, her moon is in Libra, and then her rising is Sagittarius, which actually for her, it's not surprising because she's, a performer and an actress and outgoing and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that's not really surprising for her. So yeah, I think, when that Venus starts to go retrograde all up here in the ninth house, it was
Yeah.
like whack. So I think that's what she's dealing with. Now she'll get married again. She will also get
Mhm.
married again. I don't feel like it's for another 2-ish years. I'm looking like at Jupiter kind of coming up to her sun. Sorry, to yeah, her sun sign. So maybe another 2-ish or so years. And then I think that's when she'll find her person. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm. She needs someone as large as life as she is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
and I don't think even though he was like a celebrity or he was a, higher end real estate broker, I just, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it was enough. Our girl's looking for a different type of man.
Different type of dude.
Mm. I would not be surprised if she went back with Pete because she seemed like she really they seemed very much in love. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but they seemed very much in love, and I'm
They
wondering if
did.
there's old ground here that Pete might, or they might, they might see them out having coffee somewhere and like, oh my god, kind of thing.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. So that might be happening too.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were gonna get married, but then
Mm-hmm.
they didn't because that was so sad, but
Yeah. See, I was kind of sad when they broke up.
mhm.
Yeah, I was kind of sad. So Pete might be back in her life, because I don't feel like Pete is going back to Kim Kardashian. I know he's dated a bunch of women since then, but I know Kim's trying to, depending on what you read, is she trying to get him back or are they talking, whatever? But I think I think if he went back with anybody, it would be Ariana.
Yeah, I'm like, "Tell
Yeah.
me the gossip, Mary,
Yeah.
I'm behind."
So yeah. No, him and Kim dated for a hot minute, but
Oh, I
didn't
do
work out.
remember that, but I didn't know there's some, other
Yes.
also, there's all that, the intersection of Kanye and all of that.
Right.
Like,
Right.
oof.
Oh, Kanye.
Oof.
Bless your heart, Kanye. That's a whole other episode.
That's oof. We're just gonna write down we
Right.
got ideas,
We
friends.
did.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at High Priestess Hype Club and subscribe to us on whatever platform you're currently listening to us on now because we're back every Thursday to hype you up. Email us at highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com and tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.